In Intro to Theater, I have twice over the semester, I have students do group presentations. Now, the problem with group presentations, as we all know, is that one or two of the students end up doing all of the work. It's hard for them to get together to do these presentations, all of that. So the way that I have found it's been very successful to mitigate those problems is to create a template for them. So I create a template of what the slideshow should be, essentially, and then I give in-class time for them to discuss how they are going to split up that work. And what's amazing is if I do it this way, the students do the entire project in class time, and they don't have to spend any time outside of class putting it together, so finding common time for them to work. And what's funny is since I have already given them a template, they barely talk to each other. They sort of talk through a plan, they figure it out, and then they sort of go off into their own little computers, doing their own part of the project. And you can see them talking, like pointing out something that they found or doing various things. But this is a great way, I think, for you to have some group collaboration online. So, of course, they still have to find a common time to sort of hash out a plan, but students are pretty good at either sending emails or doing a Google Hangout or figuring out that stuff really quick. They could probably meet for about 15 minutes, pick their separate things, and then do their various parts of the project. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So this project is called Theater on Broadway, and so here's the Theater on Broadway instructions. So what I do is I give them very, very clear instructions, which I will also add to my Sakai site for you all. But, you know, it's got really detailed instructions, but it's got this template involved. So the template has the group number, what the members of the group are. Since they're in this project, they're presenting on different shows that are currently on Broadway, I just used an example. So this one was the musical called Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. So I just tell them basically at the bottom in Google Slides, during this slide, the speaker should give a verbal synopsis of the show, about 30 seconds. Insert a YouTube clip of the show. Explain what the genre is. Insert a video of the playwright, the author of or the author of the book. The book is the words in a musical, and so on and so forth. Right. So I create really specific. It's very prescriptive because the point is not that they learn how to put together a presentation. The point is that they are clearly sharing information with one another, and just the simple exercise of that teaches them how to be brief, how to find that information, and how to articulate that information to a larger audience. So you would also have to explain how to use Screencast-O-Matic, which is pretty simple, and there's lots of videos online that you can use to teach them how to use Screencast-O-Matic. Never make a video for something that already exists online. You can always just find it somewhere else, post it to your site, and that is you curating information. That's you being a great professor. So I have instructions for that, and then you, of course, would need a way to share these presentations once they're recorded, and they could record them at different times, right? They don't necessarily need to record them all at one time. But so the way that I would do that is like in the previous videos, I would create a shared drive where all of those items would go in together, since they won't be presenting these in real time, right? And set a time limit. 12 minutes is more than enough, so much more than enough. 10 minutes is plenty usually. It also forces them to be a little brief, right? And then you can create really clear grading expectations for what these videos are going to be. You can stipulate that everyone has to talk at least once. Hope that's helpful.